This is the antimatter reactor, and this is where it sits in the middle of the craft. I drew these to better explain what Bob told me how the craft worked. Now, this is the craft, and the little orange spot is where the antimatter reactor is. These are the gravity amplifiers, and what happens is they shoot protons into the 115, which bumps it up to 116.
116, right.
Which throws off antimatter, which is mixed with matter, and through a thermionic generator creates voltage out of heat. They're able to grasp the gravity A wave,
right.
which is available as the 116 is going back to 115, and they're able to take it through up to the center of the craft and down through the sides and into the gravity amplifiers.
Right, so it's going up and around.
Right.
Yeah.
And focus on a point in space, and then increase the attractiveness of the amplifiers, increase the amplification that pulls that space towards the craft. It wraps around the craft, and then they turn it off, and they're instantly hundreds of thousands of miles away. I think the recharge rate is 12 milliseconds. So they can do that every 12 milliseconds. Yeah. So you can go a long, long ways in a minute, much less an hour.
Yeah, I mean, we see this with the air traffic controllers all the time, tracking these things all over the planet. And there's just no way you can blip in and blip out, but that's how it is. They're going from point A to point C, and they're skipping B.
Right. And the stories we hear about going to the moon in 20 minutes, most of that is just accelerating and decelerating,
right.
Because they can do it in an instant. Yeah. This shows a craft and the distance represented by that
fabric of time and space.
Fabric of space, pulling it towards you with the gravity amplifiers and wrapping it around the craft like that. And then they turn off the gravity amplifiers, then you snap back. You don't actually snap back. You are back to where you withdrew that space from. There is no traveling or anything like that. You are back there where you withdrew that space from. And there's no, feeling of motion or anything.
No, because you're in your own field of density.
Right.